Judon's 32. Godchaux's 31, both entering the last year of their deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like any NFL player, like any pro athlete, like anyone, they want financial security beyond this year.
Sure.
And by everything we were thinking, is it going to be another hold-in for Matt Judon? Full participants.
Yeah.
From the start to the finish of practice. Hand in the dirt, 11-on-11 drills, out there with the starting defense. Defense looked great, by the way. Then after, wasn't scheduled, Matt Judon held court with the media for 15 minutes. We have 2 bites I want to play for you guys. First one is on his overall outlook around the league and in the locker room. Play the bite.
It's tough, going into last year of the deal. You kind of look at everybody around the league and in the building, and you see them getting deals done and worked out. And it's tough to not be jealous or envious or something like that. But honestly, I gotta focus on myself. And I'm happy for those guys. And as much as everybody want to see me stay around here for a long time, it's really not up to me, bro.
I love that ending from Judon. It's really not up to me.
Right.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
But he's saying it, looking around the league, seeing a DeMarcus Lawrence get $13 million a year. Alex Highsmith, Bryce Huff, $17 million a year. That's what's tough for him to see.
Yeah.
And then he looks around the locker room.
Yes.
Barmore, Duggar.
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson.
All young guys,
Mike
though,
Onwenu.
Right, George?
Getting extensions.
But they're young. Right?
Right. 32. That's a key thing because of Bryce Huff, 26.
Yeah.
Alex Highsmith, 27.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence, 32 years old, but this is on the heels of the deal
But
he
I'm saying
has right
in
now.
the building, George, it's young guys getting the extensions,
Yeah,
right?
but even across the league, the oldest defensive end under a high-paid deal, Danielle Hunter went out, 30 years old, got 2 years, $48 million a year. But that's Danielle Hunter, who's premier.
Right.
Judon's important. And then he goes, yeah, if it's up to me, I would get paid. But yeah, it's the young guys. It's the young core.
Yeah.
And these are guys, I've told you, Trev, the schedule for this team is be serious playoff contenders by year 3. Judon's 32.
Right.
So 33, 34, 35 is he playing at this level, and what money are you paying him?
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's a tough spot because I actually understand both sides. Obviously, the Patriots you just laid out, like you got to think about the age. You got to think about the mileage on the player. He is coming off injury, right? So I get it. But then Judon not only is a baller, but he's also a leader.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's such a tight spot. I know you love the front office aspect of things, so I feel like you and I, in a different life, would be going head to head because I think you'd be in a front office being like, look, we can only give this player this much because of the X, Y, and Z. I'm pretty sure I'd be a black Jerry Maguire. I'm just telling you right now. Show me the money, okay? I'd be Judon's agent. And what I would try to do is I would try to get him a short-term deal with a lot of cash.
2 years.
And I think you and I could coexist in that world where you say, listen, he is valuable to my team in this we'll call it a transitionary period for the Patriots. He is a leader. He's here. I think showing up to day one of camp was huge. And even that soundbite, and I know we're going to play another one, but that is quintessential Matthew Judon, right? Like he's very transparent. He's very honest. He's very open, and he is a team-first guy because he showed up and he did the work. And he's telling you, yeah, I want to get paid. I haven't. We're going to try to work something out. I love that. So I don't know what he's seeking. Is it a long-term deal? Okay, well, if I am his agent, I'm saying we got to relax on that, bro, but I can get you some cash. So I hope that both sides. The other thing that's got to really tick them off, George, the Patriots have the money, honey. So it's like, look, you ain't going out and spending it on a top wide receiver unless you're telling me we're going to trade for Ayuk.
Or Higgins.
Or T. Higgins, then we can have a conversation. I'm sure Matthew Judon would take that. Like, I get it. But it ain't happening right now, and we're in camp. So I think they should break him off with a 2-year deal and give him the cash he wants. That's just me.
But a lot can happen between now and then.
It can.
And like you said, all those guys are young.
Right.
It's even looking at Juju Smith-Schuster running routes.
No.
He looks slim. He looks a little spry.
I'm in such a good mood. Why'd you do that?
But how many reps is Juju Smith-Schuster taking from Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, KJ Osborne? Kendrick Bourne's not healthy yet.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. They had Tyquan Thornton running underneath routes, not looking terrible. I was like, what's going on
Juju
here?
shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, but how many reps is he taking from those guys? So it's the same
Sure.
thing with Judon, right?
Yeah.
And it is. When you're building a team, it's now, it's a year, it's 2, it's 3, it's 5 from now at certain positions.
Right.
And Judon's in one of those. Now, asking about does he want to be in New England, he was asked that too. We got the sound for you guys. Roll it.
But y'all get to talk to me, and if it was me, I'd love to stay here forever. That's not up to me.
He was basically asked, and he was making the point of, you guys get to talk to Elliot Wolf, and then whenever, you only really get to talk to me. If it was up to me, I'd stay here forever. If it was up to me, I'd pay me. Yeah, of course. If it was up to me, I'd pay me too. If it was up to Travis, he'd be paying him the bag as well. But he's in a way too, he's also like letting it be known, like, I don't want to get traded. I don't want to be moved. I don't want to go anywhere else. He's retweeting these trade scenarios. He also claimed that someone else runs his Twitter. If someone else runs your Twitter, Matt, fire them. Basically, I'm saying I don't believe you. But anyhow, he's saying if it was up to me, I'd pay me. And of course, he finds it valuable. He's making the point of like, I'm not trying to leave. I just want to get paid. I'm 32 years old. When I'm at the height of my powers, when he's at the height of his powers, he's a top 10, top 8 pass rusher in this league.
Yes.
And guys like Jawan Bentley have said, you guys see how important he is. You know what he does for us.
He's a leader.
And in a secondary that's going through some change.
Yep.
We still don't know who is cornerback 2 opposite of Christian Gonzalez.
Right.
Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers. They're at the safety spot.
Can
Marte
Gonzalez
Mapu,
stay healthy?
going through a facelift, exactly.
Yeah.
Keon White Barmore making a jump, all this.
Yeah.
Jelani Tavai, Sione Taki did not practice it. He's starting the season on the pup.
Right.
He's a great ad.
Yeah.
That is a Elliot Wolf guy. All this going into it. Matt Judon adds to this defense.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a defense, Trav. I want to see him win games. I want to see them be competitive. This is a defense that's going to have to carry this team.
Yeah, well, that's a reality of this team probably for the next couple of years. Let you tell it with Drake May, sitting until his 4th season. But look, I'm fine with his actions. Like, I understand what he's saying. I like the sound bites. I get it. But the thing that jumps out to me is that he's there. Like, just showing up. He didn't even have to talk to the media. I'm glad he did. We could run the sound. But showing up, participating tells you everything you need to know. And you know what else it does, George? It sends a message to the powers that be who are writing the checks. Like, okay, we haven't taken care of this guy yet, but look at how he's conducting himself as a professional, as a leader of this team. And it helps I would think it helps make the decision easier for the decision makers.
And for him, he's not going to see another deposit in his bank account until week 1 hits of the regular season.
Right.
A lot can happen between week 1.
Facts.
Between now and week 1.
Yeah.
And that's what him and Davon Godchaux want. Guaranteed money. And remember, last year, Judon, he originally signed a 4-year, $30 million guaranteed deal. And he said, take the money from my last year, boost it up to now. He did the hold in last year, but he only conditioned off the side. He wants that again. Now, is it a bump up some money? Let's go with a 2-year deal. So basically a 1+1, we give you a 1-year extension add-on, but we give me money up front. It's what's happened before. Now, in past years, like a Stephon Gilmore, that ended in him being traded, but that was with Bill Belichick.
That was Bill. That was different.
Again, Matt Judon's a key piece. But Trav, also too, this is a 5-6 win team. That's not a playoff team. Matt Judon mid-season could be a trade piece. And would he be a trade piece on a rental? What gets you a bigger return? Even the Patriots have to think about this. Trading him he'll be a free agent at the end of the season.
Right.
Or if you trade him where there's team control for the rest of that season, next season. But and I didn't come back to it right away.
Yeah.
The point you made is the best point. They got all this money, but they're trying to figure out that wide receiver 1 spot.
Right.
As good as Polk looked, as good as A.J. Osborne looked, he looked quick, good hands.
Yeah.
Pop Douglas back in action. I think he was cramping up at the end. He didn't end up finishing the practice. As good as those guys looked, you need a wide receiver 1 for this season and years to come. So maybe they're still waiting for the shoe to drop on that Brandon Ayuk trade. Maybe they're still making calls, checking into teams, seeing who they can get.
Yeah.
And the priority, because this defensive line is good. Keon White, Josh Uche, Christian Barmore. Their front 7 in general. Anthony Jennings, Jelani Tavai, who could line up everywhere. Jawan Bentley, who could be a leader. His front 7's good. His wide receiver group is one of the worst in the league.
I know the 49ers are loaded like the Avengers, but do you think, hypothetically, a Matthew Judon could be a part of a trade with the Niners for Brandon Ayuk?
They're paying Bosa. They're giving Leonard Floyd $10 million
It feels like they don't need him, kind of, right?
Right, and like that's a team because they did it last year with Chase Young, right?
That's right.
So it's thinking of those scenarios. Going through defensive lines around the league.
Yeah.
Niners don't need them. Jaguars don't need them. Giants, Steelers don't. Browns don't. Texans. Dolph, you're not going to trade him within the division.
No, you can't do that. He'll
Going
destroy
outside
ya.
of the AFC. If an injury could happen to a contender like the Eagles.
Right.
If the Seahawks see themselves in a better spot.
Right.
That could happen too.
Yeah.
Cowboys, same thing.
Yeah.
You never know. But it's going through these teams around the league and thinking of who needs a pass rusher and also going outside of the division. There's a lot of good DNs out there. But what we're talking about now, and you know what? That's something. Let's put a pin in it. Let's put in the next episode of Foxboro Rush.
All right.
If it gets to that, I would like that we be talking about Matt Judon coming to an agreement and moving on.
Me too. Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
But no matter what, it was good to see both him and Davon Godchaux full participants.